You want?
Alright, my name's Laura Wiggins and I'm here with Mr. Red Waller. So can you tell us what connections you have to Philadelphia?
Laura, I grew up in Philadelphia. I went to school in Philadelphia. I came back and taught 6 or 7 years, and for the next 24, I was principal. Funny story, when I got the job, when I graduated from college, there wasn't an opening in Philadelphia. Buddy Boss was principal. And I went and I taught at Loudon Junior High for 5 years. That was the job that was open. And then I left for a year to sell insurance, and that was not a good choice. And then I got applied back to teaching, and I could have my job back at Loudon Junior High. But I called Buddy Boss, and we talked for a few minutes, and he said, "Red, it's time for you to come home." And that's all it took. He said the word home, and I've been here ever since. So if you total up the number of years I've taught, coached, as a student, I've been in Philadelphia school close to 40 years. Now, isn't it though? When you think about it that way, that's a long time, Laura.
I ain't even been around half that long.
You reckon? It goes fast, Laura. It'll go faster than you think.
You can ask her.
Alright.
Second one.
Alright. What memories would you like to share with us about the creek that runs through our town? And how did it affect your life?
The creek's always been one of the places, well, actually, we would go fish as kids. We would walk down during the summer, get red worms, and go down to the creek and fish. Now, do I remember the floods? Yeah, because I would be at the mill. I would go down to the mill and visit, and I knew people on the back, on Spring Street, of course. And I remember the flood of '63, the one that was so devastating that I think Bob Martin still puts pictures out. How it was in people's homes. It had gone, I remember in the square where they would mark where the water was, and then the next day mark again, and it would be how far the water had come up. It actually got in the mill. So it was quite devastating to all these homes through here. And the thing I remember more than anything else, in the old school building, the one I went in, there was a monstrous auditorium in it. It was beautiful. Too bad it got torn down when this school was built. But we would line up, the health department would come down and line every student up, and we'd get a typhoid shot. You didn't ask. Every grade just lined up and went down there when the flood happened.
Wow.
And I don't know the year. I know it was when Roy Bledsoe was mayor of Philadelphia. He got a grant to widen the creek. There's a plaque down by the old mill house, somewhere in there. There's a spring, and there's a plaque there that commemorates the widening of the creek. The best memory I have of the creek is when we started Creek Fest.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were the first time we cleaned off the sides. Ronnie Roberts made the finish line, built a little box and a screen, and we were down there on Saturday morning trying to get that set up.
Yeah.
Kevin Gentry, his brother Keith, we would put all the balls in the back of his truck. He had a big dump truck. Take it to the bridge and then just flip that truck around and dump 4,000 or 5,000 balls down the creek.
Wow.
So, yeah, the creek's very much part of our life. And
we're going to talk to Sarah Letterman, used to be,
mm-hmm.
because she was the mayor at the
She
time.
was the mayor.
So, do you have any memories of like the actual like when they widened it, like what that process looked like? Was
The
how
creek?
long it took, how long
Yes.
it took and all that?
Yes. Well, I was in high school when they widened it after '63. That's when the flood. I don't remember the actual widening then, but the last year I was principal, or the next to the last year, it had become clogged. Dirt, rocks had filled in on the sides, and I guess it was a grant that brought the bulldozers in and the dredges, and they dredged it all out. Well, that's the time we were building the baseball field.
No one over here.
So I just wandered down there and asked them, what are you gonna do with the dirt that they're getting out of there? Dirt, sand, and all that. I said, if you will bring it up here, if you'll dump it up here where we want the baseball field, we'll be happy to write you a donation that you donated your time and money to give us the dirt.
Wow.
So that worked out really well. That's where,
Good
because the
timing.
baseball field was really low, and that's where all the dirt came from.
Still over here?
No, it's the baseball field.
No, I mean that's still how it is. It's
Yeah.
dirt.
That's where it came from. That's where all the dirt, because
Wow.
it was a flat down in a hollow, and that's where the dirt came from. And I don't remember what
Sounds like a
construction
hill.
company did it, but they were happy to do it, and we were happy to take it.
Huh.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I didn't either. I didn't
No,
realize it
that's,
was hey, multi-purposing
awesome.
right there. That's
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We did a lot of interesting things.